Hello and welcome to my shiny new YouTube channel. I seem to have over 120 subscribers already, even though I haven't actually put any videos up yet. So I thought I'd better try and get one out there. And this one is just a brief intro video just to say a bit about who I am before I start putting any more videos out. So first things first, who am I? Well, so I am XNL Hacker. I'm an aspiring bug bounty hunter and developer of tools. My bug bounty journey started back in January 2021 when I got Zshawno's methodology. And as part of that, I ended up getting access to bugbountyhunter.com, where I basically learnt the basics while also watching videos by likes of Nahamsec, Stuk, JHelix, Insider PhD, etc. I also started to learn a bit of Python later on, which is, if you do know me, that's probably because of some of the tools I've written. So there's a list of the tools I currently have. If you do ever have any questions or problems or suggestions for any of these tools, there's a number of places where you can get hold of me, and I'm happy to help out and try and resolve any issues. Another question I do get asked quite often is, what does XML stand for? And there you go, now you know. So extreme noise lover is basically to do with my love of extreme noise, really, mainly metal. So what's my background? I basically have got a computer science degree. After I left uni, I started as a developer, worked as an analyst as well. I was a SQL Server admin and developer for a while. I've been involved in 3 startup companies. The first one, I was just an employee, but played a key role in the success of that sort of tech-based company. So eventually, myself and a few others left. After that got very successful to start a competitor. So I was co-founder and IT director then of the second startup. I was a very hands-on IT director, still developing a lot at the time. It was mainly VB.NET and C# and SQL Server. Later on, I changed roles and I set up a fraud and misuse detection system, provided stats to Insurance Fraud Enforcement Department as part of City of London Police. Did a secondment there for a month, which was an interesting change. That led to my third startup company, where I was the CIO. That was to help the UK insurance industry with the fraud problem. Unfortunately, that didn't really work out. But I've always been interested in cybersecurity, but didn't have much of a chance before, just because of full-on 24/7 career, really. So after the third company got dissolved, I started to look into a bug bounty a bit. I decided to sort of go back to basics, so I started to learn Linux and Bash scripting, etc. There's actually one of the first Bash scripts I ever wrote was actually this little thing here, which is an interesting use for Bash. But so I was a big Alien fan, which is why I wrote that. You can actually get that on my GitHub repo if you really want it. And then I'm also, apart from the bug bounty and tech side, I'm a wannabe guitarist. I'm not very good these days, a bit out of practice. I like hitting the drums. I wouldn't say I can play the drums, but I can get away with it. And basically anything to do with music, mainly metal. So what's next? I'm planning on doing a video about each of the tools I've got to try and go through all the options in depth and make sure you can get it set up correctly, help you understand all the different arguments why you would want to use them, different scenarios, etc. I also intend on doing a video on how to set up and use the Piper burp extension, because that's something I tweeted about recently, which is a nice little extension which makes it a lot easier for you to just add your own Python and Bash scripts rather than creating a full burp extension yourself, which I thought was quite interesting. So yeah, hopefully going to do then as well a video on the gap burp extension especially, and way more, external link finder, etc. I'll do a poll on Twitter after this video just to determine which video you'd prefer me to do first. And I've seen a few people ask me to do videos already on the Piper burp extension, which I'm happy to do, but maybe you want to learn how to use way more better, or gap. Before I leave you with this video, just a few tips really. If you do use any tools and you use them a lot for bug bounty, definitely read the manual. It's amazing how many people don't and how many questions I get. Well, someone might install it and say this doesn't work, and it's like, well, you didn't even read the first lines of the instructions, for example. I'm guilty of that myself, to be honest, but always read the manual. And if you use that tool a lot, if you read everything there is on it and understand all the arguments and everything, you'll be way ahead of a lot of people that just use default arguments. Also, one more tip before I go. I'll just switch to this. If you do use any tools a lot, one useful thing to do is on GitHub, go and find that tool, star it if you use it a lot, because that's always great for the person that wrote it. But also you can select to watch. Don't necessarily do all activity, but custom, and then you can select releases, and then you'll get an email every time that tool has a new release, so you can jump on it straight away, see what's been updated, see what new features you need to learn, or it might fix some bugs that you've been seeing. So that's about it for me now. So thanks for watching, and I'll see what the voting's like on my Twitter poll and see what video I'll be doing next, and hopefully see you there. Thanks so much.